What's up guys, Fred here from hustle.ee, and today we're going to do a UX/UI review of another product that just launched on Product Hunt. And it's a pretty interesting product, but and in general the design looks good here, but they have done some pretty big mistakes, and let's see. So let me change the scene, and you can see my beautiful face in the corner. So this is the product I'm talking about. It's called Polywork, and basically it helps to discover opportunities and find collaborators. And from the first view it looks pretty cool. I like the logo, the colors, the design, everything looks pretty modern and up to the standards. And let's just scroll a bit to see what's happening here. And we see here like this first of all, then we see here featured opportunities and collaborators, all listings, and then posts. So the first thing that I notice is that as soon as I open the page, this is what I see, and it just looks too crowded. There are too many things happening here. It's like we have here this, the search bar, but also we have here this as well. And there's not really enough space between this element basically, and this, so that I can actually focus on this element first. It's like when I open the page, I see too many things at the same time, and that's why it's kind of confusing what exactly is happening. And even worse, when I continue scrolling, again there are too many things happening. I see here these things, I can scroll here, slide, I see here the red color, some profiles, here I see support us, here I see like sign up, here I see some listings. It's like too much is happening at the same time, and this is the biggest issue that I see on this page. And let me just show you what I mean. So for example, I will try to just put this, make this separate. So let's see if I can find this element. Okay, so this is the element, and I will try to have some distance between it. So for example, oops, someone is calling me. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry, someone was calling me. So yeah, let me add here some padding, let's say 80. And here I'm going to add also some, for some reason I cannot change the margin, so I'm just going to add some padding, let's say 150. So let's look at this now. So okay, the padding is a little bit too much, maybe 60. So now when I look at this, as soon as I enter the page, instead of seeing like all of this here, I just see the title and the action. And the action here is I should look for something, and basically I should search for something. I can also see popular searches. That is the better way to do it, because when the user enters, he actually sees, oh okay, this is what I'm supposed to do on this page, and he focuses on this. And as far as I understand, this is the main thing that they want you to do, is to find opportunities and collaborate. I would also add here like an arrow, like an arrow down, so that basically, am I recording? Yes. So that you know that there's actually something else and you should scroll. And so now let's come here. Okay. So I'll also, what I want to do is I just want to show you what was before and after, just so that we can be clear. This is what was before, and this is what I changed it to. So before, what I changed it to, much more clear. So now let's come here. So here's almost the same issue, is that too many things are happening, and I would kind of separate this and this. Like we have here sign up, we also have here join Polywork, so 2 times sign up. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but that's not the big issue. The big issue that I see here is the size of this text, and I feel like it's too small. For example, this text here, it's smaller than what I would consider the standard kind of social media design, where we have image and the name and some text. And let's just compare this, for example, the size of this text with what we have on Twitter when we have posts. And if we just look the size of the name and the text that we have on Twitter when someone posts, and compare this to here, we can definitely see that again, you know, look at this and compare to this. This is much smaller and it's a little bit difficult to read. You actually have to focus to read it. So I would make that bigger as well. This just a bit, like just maybe 2 points bigger. I think that would make it much better. Now, another thing that could definitely be better here is also the title of this. I feel like the title of this thing and the title of this should be big enough and should probably be bigger than we are live supporters on Product Hunt today, or at least the same size, at least. And because this is an important section as well. So again, let's try to see if I can make this bigger as well. So we have this here, and let's see, do we have the size? Yes, we have the font size. Let's try to make this 32. Oops, application error. Okay, that's that is not supposed to happen, but anyway, let's try again. I'm just changing CSS. Why is it supposed to happen? Okay, so boom. Well, 42 is probably too big, so I would go with 36 and also increase the line height since I have increased 38. Well, let's consider this is fine. So now when I look at this, I think this is much better when the font is bigger because I can clearly see what is this about. This is featured opportunities and collaborators, which is, I think, important. And then we have all listings, so it clearly says what is this section about. And because I reloaded the page, I also lost the edit that I did here regarding the spacing. But even like if we add the spacing as well on top of this, let me just pause this and add it quickly. So here we go. We have this. Beautiful, so much empty spacing, and we say exactly what we are supposed to do. And then we scroll and we say, oh, okay, so this is the next section, featured opportunities and collaborators, and then we see all listings. So it's like it's all separated into sections, and we clearly see the title of the section, and we know, I know what I'm supposed to do here, I know what I'm supposed to do here, and I know what I'm supposed to do here. This looks just much better organized. Okay, guys. If you enjoyed this and you want to learn more about UX UI and tips in general, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I analyze there lots of startups. And also you can follow me on Twitter where I also share tips. And you know, you're not going to regret it, especially if you're a startup founder or if you're a UX UI designer and you want to learn more. I also teach students UX UI and also advise startups. So if you're interested in that, also just message me. And see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hopefully this was useful. Let me stop this.